I've been playing Driving Simulator 25 for, well, this game save is 17 hours, Steam says 32 hours, so it's probably somewhere in between, because I've just been doing some, not actual gameplay, but exploring options in test save. And I have some opinions. So, while we wait to load, I love the graphics. I really noticed with what they now saying Steam 22, just with Steam 22. No idea. I cannot reward this statement. Ground textures, ground information as a whole, but the textures themselves have improved. The way the structures, the way that the shop, so it's close grain, the way they render, it's has improved. So things are improvement. What we get, one of the things we're waiting for, expecting to be in the game more than usual. Might be because I changed the texture settings. The ground information looks amazing. The rain dynamics look amazing. Actual raindrops sticking to the vehicles. You got the rain puddles. You got the raindrop, those puddles forming rain. So it's the mirrors work. There's a few negative points, and I'm going to touch on that later. So right now, on a full cycle, I've just done. I bought some fields, and I've harvested those. I have cut some grass, raked it, baled it. It's a few things that I will try. I haven't done rice, I haven't done any root crops. There's still a few things that I want to play a little bit more before I have an opinion. Okay, it really shouldn't be taking this long. So there is an ongoing bug right now. Hopefully it'll be one of the items that they fix. If the ground texture is set to high, you will get these crop textures on trailers, hoppers, basically that. And if the textures are not set to high, it's just going to be black, just pitch black, no textures. It will have a shape, it's just no texture to it. This does not affect loading and unloading, because that will show just fine. It's just the actual storage that acts like that. And the downside is, those of us who are still using 1050s, just not as good. Well, the experience is it's definitely a little bit more laggy. So hopefully there's a fix out for that. Right now, my biggest complaint is that in terms of what we get as the base game, it feels like a huge downgrade from 22. Now, 22 has been out for a while, and I don't remember when it came out, but it feels like there was a lot more equipment available with the game, with the base game, not counting Platinum Premium DLCs. So there's a few things that we lost. Um, but there's a few DLCs that are out, not DLCs. A few mods that are out by Giant. You complete. That's good. Feels like we had a lot more. Let's see the Go Cedars. Cedars. Yeah. So I do not see those were available as mods, if I recall correctly, and some of them might have been in base game in previous years. And I don't think we did last time, but we don't have the we don't have anything big with an air feeder, and I don't know that for the base game. I guess you could get it. The what was like the Hudson Beach or something like that. I don't even know how you pronounce that. The flexi coil. So these elements are missing. We don't have the straw pack. That's kind of expected, I think, at this point. It's a third-party thing, and maybe they're still working on it. I don't know. I would have loved to see the Oxbow. We have Oxbow in base game. We don't have implements. The Harvesters, we don't have the Fent Ideal in any flavor. Not a Massey, not a Fent, not a Naco. It would be nice to have it. I think, and especially like the 910T, those are great. I would have loved seeing them in the game. They're not here. We did get the CR11 and the AF11. These are new, came out way after 22 came out, so that's good. I believe they actually built this for 22 at some point. I was Harrison. Definitely when they teased it with prototype camo and everything. And tractors is where we lost a lot. Lost the Challenger branded tractor. I think it was the equivalent to the Fan 900. And Fan 900 tracks. From class, we only have the Zerion 12. We lost the other tractor, the Arion or Action. I don't know which one it is. That was wheels and a real track. Original with wheels. Yeah. So we only have it with pro. For trucks, we lost the Mac Pinnacle, which, I mean, it's not that big of a deal because we do have the Anthem, but the Pinnacle is a little bit more farming oriented, I would say. It's a forward axle, it's the only difference. Different hood set for axle, and a steel bumper. We got the Anthem, which is actually kind of cool, but not exactly a farming thing. We got the Transport Eagle, which I really like. I think did a fantastic job on it. And we have the International CV, which I also love. One thing that I don't know how licensing deals and everything work. There was potential for this unbranded generic thing to be branded international. Now, international, some of you might remember, made one of these. It was called the CF series, and then I think became the City Star, which was a joint partnership with Ford called Blue Diamond Motors, and they assembled these in Escobedo, Mexico. And then at some point that dissolved, and of course now Chevy's making their class 4 or 5 trucks. And then in certain markets, they have one that looks just like this, and it's called the City Star, and it's a joint venture between International and JAC of China, which I have no idea what it stands for. I should look it up. It's a Chinese automaker. Automobile company. Okay. I pronounced that wrong, but Yang White Automobile Company. And I mean, it's not sold in the U.S. It's sold in at least other markets instead of the generic one. But again, minor gripe. If you look at it, it kind of looks similar. But anyways, we lost the Wilson trailer, the Pacesetter, and a few other things that, well, I'm not going to touch for now. They did a great job with this one. I really like it. I mean, the way the animations work, little coffin sleeper, the CB radio, just your generic American CB radio with a speaker. They added that. It's a nice touch. And the old school shifter and the pedals are animated, clutch, gas, everything. So it's nice. It's nice. I really like it. Mirrors work. I don't think you can do. There's any more animations. Little coffin sleeper, which is what was the norm back then. You can get in different wheelbases, different liveries, like very classic ones. I like. It's nice. I think we're overdue for a grain truck, not a truck trailer combo, but just a grain truck, like the ones we've had as mods. Maybe make the beds interchangeable. I don't know. Just a generic grain bed on, I don't know, an old series or a paster or whatever. That would have been nice. Because this trailer is amazing. It holds like 50,000 or 53,000 liters. And that's great. I love it. It is way too big for this town. And that International is too anemic for that trailer uphill, which is kind of what you would expect from something that old. Yes, that's fine. But it just makes it a little bit more difficult. And the trucks with the CB and the other releaser, the generic one, the hitch can only tow so many trailers, and by so many I mean the water tank and some little bale trailer, European style. You can't tow headers with it. You can't tow farm trailers like any kind of tipper. You can't use that one. Which I understand that maybe in some places it's not common to do that. In a lot of places it is, and it's legal as long as you have a little tag that says farm use. You can get away with a lot as long as it says farm use. You want to be overweight, that's fine, as long as it says farm use. You're not in the city and it's harvest season. You want to let your 9-year-old drive it without a driver's license, that's fine. Just make sure it's not in the city and that it has a farm use tag. You want to let your 9-year-old legally blind child drive it, that's fine, as long as it says farm use. I mean, sky's the limit. And I wish we've been given that option, and we have not been given that option. So I'm kind of salty about it. Hopefully they will fix it. Now, they, since Facebook post earlier today, today's 9, that they have fixes and more content coming soon. So I want to know what that means. Hopefully that means that we're getting some extra vehicles and implements and stuff that didn't make the cut because they're still working on them, which is understandable. The house you cannot go in, as was the case in 22. I would have loved to go in the way the house in the Estancia La Pacho was back in the days of, what was it, 19? That we got Estancia La Pacho. I mean, I really love that. And the sheds are usable. I like the fact that you can actually delete some of these, which wasn't really the case in 22. If you bought land that had terrain, that had buildings put in there, you couldn't do it. So it was kind of a pain to store all of them open. My favorite thing right now is the ability to just go in and switch vehicles. I don't know if this was an option in 22. I don't remember it being, and I'm too lazy to check. That's the reality. But you can just click on something and then hit enter vehicle, and that's it. I mean, I love to use just a keyboard, and I love to just stab in between vehicles like that. That's how we've always done it. But this is really nice, especially once you have a lot of vehicles, then it becomes tedious to do it the other way. Of course, I love the IH200 series. Yeah, my graphics card's already starting to get thermally throttled loading. I love it. I think one of the best things that should have been included in the game was this one. Now it's actually animated, the gear indicator. I'm not an expert here. I don't know what they negotiated, what the reasons were. I don't know. There is one thing that some people might not know. This was made by International Harvester back in the 70s. They didn't make that many compared to other vehicles. It was a much more limited production run. International was acquired by Volkswagen, and of course, well, this is IH. It split up in International Truck and International Harvester, case IH. And the IP for the trucks went with the trucking company, with the truck manufacturer, and it was a standalone company. And then in 2021, Volkswagen, by way of its Volkswagen Truck or Triton subsidiary, they bought International, and including the pickup and the Scout. And of course, we all know that they just launched the Scout. Well, they announced that they were launching the Scout in like 2027 or whatever. And so that's how they obtained the IP for it. They bought International. And of course, it's been in the game before. In previous versions, we had MAN, which is owned by Triton. It's a notable absence from this version. Plenty of people have already said that. Plenty of people have voiced the fact that they're not pleased with the fact that MAN isn't in the game. And I mean, it was a really nice addition, especially because it had a PTO and everything. It was a nice vehicle. But anyway, so negotiations happened, presumably. And now we have the International Scout, not the Scout, the 200 series, and whatever the reason was for that, it was a brilliant move from a marketing perspective because now you have a bunch of people that are gonna like it, and hopefully we'll have the purchasing power in a few years when the Scout comes out, and they will buy the Scout. I have no doubt that crossed their mind. Whether or not that was the reason, I have no idea. Needless to say, it happened, and we will enjoy it. Peas. I am currently harvesting peas, and well, the one thing that I dislike is the unloading belt on this thing is really, really low, so you can only use trailers like these. This one holds 14,000, so it's kind of lacking. Can't dump it to the ground because we don't have any belts to pick it up. Pick anything up. That's been a notable absence that, again, a lot of people have voiced their displeasure. We have the belts and everything, we just can't pick things up from the floor. Also, notable absence, I don't see anything from AGI. Whether it is grain bins, the feed treater, or the conveyor belts or augers and everything. We actually used to get one that picked things up from the floor. Don't have it in the game. Again, notable absence. Hopefully will come later. Let's see what we have for silos. It's only a Meridian, and that's it. And this is Unia and generic. Yeah, so we don't have anything AGI, Westeel, AGI Roscoe, whatever. None of those. Another notable absence, Mesh and Versatile. That's the whole another thing. Versatile used to be owned by Mesh. It's no longer the case. It's Versatile owned by a Turkish company, like the whole Russia thing. And Mesh presumably not because of the whole Russia sections and things I don't want to get into. So we don't have Mesh anything, we don't have Versatile anything. Versatile will come later, who knows. I would love to see it in the game. That's for sure. They have some really nice ones. I would actually love to see it expanded. Not just their articulated tractor, but they have some smaller stuff that I would love to see. Have managed the forklifts. We have a lot of lift telehandlers and loaders and stuff like that. That was also a downgrade. Again, does it matter? Maybe not as much. Because we have plenty of other vehicles, and the fact that we can only choose from 4 different front loaders instead of 6, maybe not a big deal. I don't know. We did gain a couple new brands. We have beet harvesters. We got Amity technology, which I had never heard of before. Up until now, they're based out of South Dakota, I believe, and they make these trail harvesters and other equipment. I would have loved to see a belt trailer, because the only one we got is a European one. Again, it seems like there's enough American emphasis that we could have gotten one that isn't a cramp. I don't know how you say it. This is German, very, very German, very European. Yeah, I would have loved to see something else. We now have a proper American logo. This is made by Brand, which also owns the Tracer Bin maker. and some railroad equipment. Yeah, the trailers are out of Saskatchewan, I think. And who do they own? I'm looking it up right now. I don't know. But yeah, they make trailers, and I do know they own a couple more companies. So it's a good thing to have. Hopefully, at some point we get a gooseneck and this international TV with a gooseneck hitch on it. I would love to see that. We have some more options. We don't have a big Demco anymore. We only have the small one. Last time we had the big Demco, and the small one was a mod. We have J&M now, which is a nice addition. And we also have this one from Amity. It's a crop chaser, just a general chaser beam for bulk materials. It's a good thing to have, I think. Really welcome addition. We still have the big chaser beam from Elmer's Manufacturing. The Conveyor by, I believe it's a Meridian one. Flatbeds, we just have European flatbeds. Couple forklifts, telehandlers, wheel loaders. Still have some Kubota products, not a lot. Another notable absence is we have the Vermeer self-propelled round baler. We do not have a trailed round baler from Vermeer. We actually lost most of the Vermeer equipment. We did gain these two, which I believe we didn't have previously. And I would have loved to see the Kubota ones to complete the set. We didn't. Significantly less trailers. We have an Anderson round bale and an Arcusine square bale, plus the stacker. Last time we had a little bit more options, at least as mods. We have the wrappers, a little bit less options. And the Gabriel Burial Master. We only have one. Last time we had two in the pack. I believe one was fixed with, this one is variable. I guess that's why it's called Vario. Well, we don't have the square baler with the attachment. The collector. Oh no, we do have a bale collect. Okay. So this is the one that came with the straw harvest pack. So now it's it comes with the base game. But like I said before, we don't have the straw harvest pack. Minor thing for now. Got wind roller setters. We still have the Krone Big X. This is new. For cutting down crops and then using a pickup header. So here is the MacDon pickup header for with soybeans, canola, rice, barley, and wheat. The planting calendar, that's a good thing, I think. An observation is so far I have not been able to turn off crop withering. Maybe that's finally the one realistic thing that you cannot turn off. You can turn off this destruction, but not withering. And you have the calendar. And I noticed, at least, I try to just in a test map, I try to do test planting of olives or grapes, and it said you cannot do this in August. So maybe there are restrictions on when to plant. We'll have to see. I haven't done any real testing on that analysis or anything. So I will test that and report it. I don't know if other people have made any experiments, and of course now that if you go past a month, then the crops just seem to automatically wither. So it's not based on just the length since it was planted, but the actual calendar. So as soon as September rolls around, the wheat, canola, oat will either. So that's just something that I noticed. I haven't done any detailed analysis for anything. Happens. Now you do get a starter cattle farm now with 3 Angus cows. So it's nice. We got Challenger wheel tractors, which I had no idea that these were a thing back in the day. I know they made some of the newer ones, but this one was made a while back. Let's see if I can find one for sale. 2004. So this one looks, yeah, a little bit older maybe. So I had no idea they made wheel tractors back then. This might be an 03, 03 or older. So yeah, I thought back then it was just the tractor ones, and this is the same as you can see here as the Aqua White, which of course are all owned by AFCO anyway. And the AFCO Alice, this is not part of the base game, it's one of the mods, one of the official ones. So there's that. These do not come with a front hitch. Just wait. That's nice to see. It's the other starting unit, the 3650, instead of the 4140, 4440. Same asymmetric windshield as the other one. So it's nice, and the Massey Western. This is the older one that you get. Of course, you can see mud here in the tires, which is one of the things that came out really nice. Just the way the mud collection here, and the way vehicles get dirty when it's wet out. And I think that's about it for now. These are my first impressions. Like I said, overall, I think it's a huge step forward. As far as the gameplay goes, the AI, the way the AI is handled now, well, it's not gonna let me do that. Where if you long press H, it will calculate it and show you the path and what's gonna happen. If you're gonna start up and down and then the headlamps, or start with the headlamps and then up and down. That's new, and it looks really good with irregular shaped fields, which was not the case in previous versions. It was not the case when rolling. And now it looks pretty good, so that I'm happy. The speed harvesters have no capacity. You can see here all the mud in the tires that they've collected dirt and mud, so that they did a pretty good job with it. And yeah, I think that's about it for now. So these are my first impressions from about 30 hours in, say 25, 30 hours of being in the game. So this is one of the fields that the AI condensed into bigger rows. Pretty happy with the results. So yeah, hopefully whatever they come out with now, whether it's just patches, fixes, or new vehicles, hopefully all new vehicles, new implements, all of that, hopefully that will be for the better. So yep, that's about it for now. Hopefully I will not neglect this channel like I did in the last 5 months or so. Just some changes in my life that just put that in the back burner and just never. I mean, I have maybe 100 hours of 200 hours of videos that I've just never edited from F22. Might still do it as time goes on, just to sort of finish that up. And yeah, I'm gonna be doing 25 an hour for now. Might still play both. We'll see. So yeah, hope you're enjoying the game. If you're on the fence about it, get it by all means. Even on a 1050 Ti, it still runs okay. 1050 Ti laptop actually, Max Q. So yeah, That's all I got to say. Obviously, I paid for the game. I didn't get it for free or anything. I mean, I have like 5 subscribers, so it's not gonna. I'm definitely not getting any freebies with that. Um, yeah, buy it, enjoy it. It's great. So, thank you, and until next time.